Hello everyone, and welcome to the World War Photographer channel. Today we will talk about bicycles' role in World War II. Don't forget to subscribe to support our work. It truly means a lot to us. Around 1939 in Austria, German light machine gun corps members line up beside their bikes, their faces hidden behind gas masks. A mounted machine gun can be seen on one of the bicycles at the lower right. French troops move westward through a dense forest in France, advancing toward the front lines on September 25, 1939. Cyclists volunteered as messengers, aiding in air raid precautions. Merseyside's cycling clubs led the way, with 500 members joining the messenger corps. Liverpool, England. Photographed in England on July 29, 1941, this one-man anti-gas ambulance and resuscitator was specifically designed for the Home Guard's use. On April 20, 1939, German Bicycle Corps members took part in a grand parade celebrating Adolf Hitler's 50th birthday. Riding in formation, they passed by as part of the large-scale festivities held in his honor. On June 14, 1940, a Belgian family of 4 desperately pedals a tandem bike toward France, fleeing the advancing Nazi forces. With their belongings strapped to their backs, they race toward safety as war engulfs their homeland. The renowned Dutch Bicycle Regiment stands at attention on April 11, 1940, ready to speed toward the German frontier to protect Queen Wilhelmina's kingdom. With a blitzkrieg threat similar to the one that had just struck Norway and Denmark, they remain alert. Photographed just outside Amsterdam. On September 3, 1939, a policeman cycles through the streets of London, delivering a Raiders Past notice after the city's first air raid warning of the war. The air was tense as London braced for the looming threat, with the first signs of wartime disruption now a reality. Near the Dnieper River on the Russian front, a unit of German cyclists crosses a gangway of logs, constructed by engineers to facilitate their passage in August 1941. The makeshift bridge reflects the resourcefulness needed as the German forces advanced deeper into Soviet territory. On September 15th of the same year, Japanese troops march into Saigon, marking a significant step in their expansion during World War II. The city's capture signified the growing dominance of Japan in Southeast Asia. The bicycle taxi became the most common form of transport in Paris on June 1, 1941, under Nazi rule. Once known for their furious speed, the famous Parisian taxis had vanished due to the petrol shortage, with all fuel now directed toward the Nazi war effort. Taxi drivers now pedaled their passengers in these quaint contraptions, with one on the left carrying 3 travelers. 3 air cadets from the Royal Air Force's Coulsdon and Purley Squadron practice flying in formation on bikes with wings over the handlebars on September 29, 1942. This creative exercise helps them simulate aerial maneuvers in a fun and imaginative way. In 1942, members of the Hitler Youth, trained to report airstrikes, repair their bicycles. Their role was vital in ensuring communication during air raids, as they quickly cycled to deliver messages. On March 20th, due to restrictions on automobiles, gasoline, and rubber tires to conserve materials for the war effort, college students are turning to cycles as an alternative mode of transportation. Freshmen at Wellesley College are seen riding across the campus in Wellesley, Massachusetts. US Air Force pilots at a bomber command station in England use cycles to travel the mile-long tarmac from their headquarters to their giant planes, showcasing the practical use of bicycles in wartime logistics. On June 8, 1942. In 1943, soldiers of the Bicycle Patrol pushed their vehicles along a partly frozen lake on an alpine pass. Switzerland's narrow, hilly terrain makes bikes the most practical means of transportation in these challenging conditions. On December 22nd, members of the Women Army Corps stationed at a US medium bomber station in England ride their bikes on their way to work, reflecting the practical use of cycles during wartime for everyday tasks. A civil defense air raid warden stands beside a street sign during a blackout, circa 1943, maintaining vigilance and safety as cities brace for potential air raids. American servicemen ride a 5-seater bicycle in England on May 19, 1944, showcasing their resourcefulness and camaraderie amid wartime challenges. From left, Corporal Willis T. Anthony, Private First Class Emmett Shackelford, Private First Class Eugene Purdy, and Private First Class Horace Boykin, riding a bicycle. Pause from their duties on June in Saipan, Northern Mariana Islands, as they take a well-deserved break from supplying ammunition to the front line. On June 6th, Canadian soldiers from the 9th Brigade land at Juno Beach in Bernières-sur-Mer during D-Day, while Allied forces storm the Normandy beaches in a pivotal moment of World War II. On June 12, 1944, troops from Canada scramble down the gangway of a landing craft infantry of the Royal Canadian Navy into the surf near a town on the Normandy coast, carrying their cycles as part of the invasion of Europe. Thousands of American troops and armored vehicles took part in a grand parade in Paris on August 29th. As American troops paraded down the Rue de la Paix, they were watched and cheered by Parisians, many of whom rode their bicycles to the scene. Parisian people buy French flags on August 26th to celebrate the liberation of Paris as the city erupts in joy and pride over its newfound freedom. At a submarine refitting station in the United Kingdom, members of the British, French, Dutch, and Norwegian navies were able to rest and refit their submarines between long tours of duty. On August 31st, 1942, French sailors disembark with bikes they brought along in case they docked a long distance from their quarters. Lieutenant John W. Upchurch points a pistol at a German soldier leaving a hiding place in the cellar of a house in Oiselay, France, near the Swiss border, with stolen bicycles used by the fleeing Germans in the center on September 14, 1944. On September 19th, Nazi cycle troops, still carrying their arms, arrived to surrender in France, marking the end of their campaign in the region. On September 23rd, a group of Dutch men sought through a pile of bicycles abandoned by retreating German troops at one end of a bridge in Nijmegen, following its capture by Allied forces. A Soviet soldier looks across a war-damaged square in Budapest, Hungary, surveying the aftermath of the conflict in 1945. In 1945, a Russian soldier finds himself involved in a misunderstanding with a German woman in Berlin over a bicycle he wished to buy from her. On September 13th, a Japanese civilian pushes his loaded bike down a path cleared of rubble in Nagasaki, just 5 weeks after the city was struck by an American atomic bomb. Thanks for watching until the end. If you enjoyed these historical World War photos, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next video.